Okay, so we're going to talk about 1, 6. It's add and subtract mixed numbers. So when you add or subtract mixed numbers, you either rename using the lowest common denominator, and then you add or subtract them, simplify if necessary. So like, for example, example 1 already has a common denominator. So what we would do is add the two fractions. So they have 1/10 plus 3/10. That's a common denominator, so it just equals 4/10. And then we add our whole numbers, which is 6 and 2, which would be 8. So then we would combine our fractions and our whole number and say 8 and 4/10. We need to simplify this because 4 and 10 are divisible by 2. So 8 and 2/5 would become our answer. Okay, that one worked out very smoothly because it's just common denominators and you just add the whole numbers here. So, but the second one is a little different because it has different denominators. So some of you learned to change the mixed number to improper fraction. So that's the way we're going to do. I'm going to show you what the way I would do it, but some of you learned this way, so we'll try this way first. So I don't know if y'all remember, I'm going to blow it up kind of big. So y'all know what Texas is, right? So Texas is this. This means 3 times 8 plus 2, and that gives us our improper fraction. So 3 times 8 is 24 plus 2 is 26. So if I rewrote this as an improper fraction, it would be 26/3. And then I would do the same thing over here. 2 times 6 plus 1 is 13 over 2. But I still have that problem. I don't have a common denominator. I have to have a common denominator no matter what. So, nope. Okay. So, we're going to get a common denominator first. So, what is the common denominator between 3 and 2? Well, it's 6. Okay. So, I'm going to go to 6 here. Okay. The way I move from 3 to 6 is times 2. Oh, man. Times 2. 26 times 2 is 52. Then times 3. Times 3 is 39. 52 minus 39. I don't need to leave change because I can subtract 39 from 52. If you can do the normal subtraction, just do the normal subtraction. Okay? Sometimes y'all get crazy in processes and you know how to subtract 39 from 52. So we have 13 left over my original denominator, which is 6. So I have to simplify that. 6 can go into 13 2 times with 1 left over, and we put it over my original denominator, which is 1/6. Okay? So our answer for example 2 is 2 and 1/6. Okay? Same thing goes for this one. That's a simple way. I'm going to show you, I don't want you to write this down, but I'm going to show you how I would do it. Okay? I would change the denominators to 6 here, so I'm going to rewrite the problem just so you can see it the way I would do it. I would get a common denominator, so I would say 8 and 4/6 minus 6 and 3/6, because that's our common denominator, right? I would say 4/6 minus 3/6 is 1/6. 8 minus 6 is 2. Okay, so that's just a little bit different way, and all I did was change the fractions and worry about the fractions. It works good, but when you have to start borrowing, I think y'all kind of get a little bit frazzled. But that's the same thing happening that what we've been doing, but I subtracted the fractions first and then the whole numbers. Okay, so it does work, and that's the way I would do it. But I'm fine with y'all changing it to improper and working it that way. So we'll kind of stick with that idea. So example 3. Okay, I'm going to change it to improper. 4 times 4 plus 1 is 17 over 4 minus 13 over 5. Okay, so we have 4 and 5. Our common denominator is going to be 20. Okay, so I'm going to convert both of them to 20. So this is going to be times 5. And then this one's going to be times 4. So 17 times 5 is going to be 85. Okay. And then 13 times 4 is going to be 52. Okay. I can subtract 52 from 85, so that's what I'm going to do. 85 minus 52 is 33. So I have 33/20. Okay, that left as my answer. And then I'm going to simplify that. 20 goes into 33 how many times? Once, with 13/20 left over. Okay, so that does example 3. Okay, so the other way to do it. Now pay attention, because I know I kind of shocked y'all a while ago when I did it my way. Okay, 2 3/5. Just want to show you that there's other options. Okay, common denominator of 20. So 12/20 and then times 5. Oh, I don't have enough, so I would have to borrow. So I would borrow, which was on your computation, make that 3, and then I would add 20/20 to 5/20, so it would make it 25/20. Okay, and then 25 minus 12 is 13, and then 3 minus 2 is.
Where'd you get 25 from?
I borrowed it. I borrowed a whole from here, and I made it 3, right? So then I added 20/20 to this, and so then it becomes 25/20 because I borrowed a whole. And what is a whole when your denominator is 20? 20/20 is one whole. Okay. I think it's easier, but that's the way I learned. So you learned by converting it to improper and then moving it over. Okay. So the way I learned was this way. The way y'all learned was this way. So I just wanted to show you there's more options. Okay. So let's do the exercises. We already have a common denominator, so we can make it improper if you want, but 3/5 plus 1/5 is what? 4/5. 1 plus 4 is 5. So if we convert it to improper, we would say 8/5 plus 21/5 equals 29/5 equals 5 and 4/5. But we could have just said 3/5 and 1/5. Oh, that's 4/5. Okay. So make it simpler if you can. Make it easier on yourself. Okay. Common denominator on number 2. I'm just going to subtract 5/6 minus 1/6. What is that?
6.
5 minus 1. 4. 4/6. 2 minus 1. And then I need to simplify it. 1 and 2/3. Okay. Can I convert it? Yes. I could do 17/6 minus 7/6 equals 10/6 equals 1 and 4/6, which then equals 1 and 2/3. Does it work both ways? Yes. Can you do it different? Yes, sir.
So, I was wondering, so on a fraction, you know that rule where you have to like do the same thing to both of them?
Uh-huh.
Well, why doesn't it apply with this? Because like
We are doing that. It already has a common denominator. We're going to do it right here. We're going to add it. So, technically, okay, let's look at this one right here. We are adding 1 3/5 of a pizza to 4 1/5 of a pizza. So if we combine all those pizzas together, right, we have the 4/5 and then the 5 whole pizzas. Does that make sense? So if I'm just combining things. I'm combining like things. They're already like. So I don't have to change anything here. Now, the holes are the holes. I can subtract whole, like 2 minus 1 is 1, no matter whether it's 2 and 5/6 or 1 and 1/6. It's 2 minus 1 because we're still subtracting whole number from whole number. Okay, we'll finish it. Okay, we're gonna do number 3 here. So we're gonna change these to improper. We're gonna get 11/3 plus 5/2, and I'm going to get a common denominator, which is going to be between 2 and 3, which is 6. Okay, so 15/6 plus 22/6. 22 plus 15 is 37/6. Okay, so 6 goes into 37 6 times with 1 6 left over. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more. You're going to try number 4 on your own, but I'm going to go ahead and do number 5. So I want you to try number 4 and pause the video, and then I'm going to do it quickly without talking so you can have the answer. 18/6. Okay, so we're going to go to 12. 28/12, and you should get 131/12, which is 2 7/12. Okay, so that should be your answer for that one. So let's talk about number 5 real quick. 5 is going to have to borrow. So really this is 8 over 1, okay? And this is 48/55. So I can do it this way, and I can convert this over, so it would be 64/8 minus 55/8 and get 9/8, which is 1 1/8. Or I can borrow this and make it 7, make this 8/8. And 8/8 minus 7/8 is 1/8, and 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay, y'all go ahead and do number 6, and then we will get started on the back here in just a minute. Thank you.